Yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. It's time for an all-new set, G-Set 5 Moonlit Dragonfang. So as usual, this video will follow our three-part structure, starting off with a brief overview of the events, and then highlighting some key units, and lastly finishing out with some insight in the competitive scene. So, let's get started. For this set, this was the month of February for JP, this will be April for Global. Before I proceed, I need to say that this video is mostly an informed or educated guess based on the JP experience. I'm going to cover most of the stuff JP had, but also make some changes, such as mentioning that this will be Global's anniversary set. So that will be quite nice. There's a lot to cover, so let's move on. First of all, with the banner, we have the G-Set 5 banner featuring 3 clans. Granblue with Night Rose, Aqua Force with Savas, and Hari for Pale Moon. So what's good, you can skip to part 2 where I discuss key cards, but if you want to talk about the events, let's keep going. First of all, we're going to start off the month with 20 packs as per usual, and in terms of skins and character fights, we will be getting access to Luna for Pale Moon and for Granblue. Comment down below, let me know which one is your favorite. I'm a big Luna fan, so you know, if I could pick up a skin, I would pick up that one, but let me know. And of course, if you like both, more props to you, power to you. Next, of course, we have the events for OTT and Great Nature. So we will also be getting new skins and character fights for Kumi and Kei. Now, this is really interesting because this is the first time a character or a clan has gotten more than 2 character fights accessible in one shop. So of course, if you have the OG story, you have Misaki for OTT, but in G, we've already had Tsunato, and now we have Kumi. So if you really wanted to grind OTT, you have 3 ways to grind those mats. So this is really, really nice. Next, we have some My Room additions, not really too important. With the View Coupon shop, we have the return of Liberator's Percival, which is the Legion leader of Gold Paladins. And of course, you have Starvader's Photon, which is a very valuable asset in the Starvader decks. With Starvader support coming in G-Set 6, this card definitely is worth picking up. For the events, we have Great Nature coming in first from the 2nd to the 10th of February for JP. The boost skins being Tsunato, OTT, Granblue, Luna, Pale Moon, and Carl for DP. And for the second half of the month, we have Oracle Think Tank featuring Kumi, of course, from the 18th to the 26th. With the boost skins being Luna, Pale Moon, Granblue, Shinamon from Murakumo, and Toka for Neo Nectars. So you can see that the new skins we have, Luna and are boasting both events. So if you're interested in these two, one of those two or both of those two are definitely very valuable to pick up. Next, we have the ranked rewards. For the first half of the month, we have Night Rose, and for the second half of the month, we have Hari. So these 2 decks are very strong, so definitely pick these up before it's too late. Some other missions include the versus Megalanica. I'm so sorry about that. But basically, these missions don't really amount to much. You're just doing your everyday dailies and rank fights and whatever, and you get access to sleeves, icons, titles, and more. And the same thing for Dragon Empire. This one's for the latter half of the month. So it's nice to have these, especially if you're fans of these characters that never really got featured. In the middle of the month, we have the Valentine's Dice event, Chocolate Affection, where you can pick up Luna, Pale Moon, and Granblue skins. So these are really nice, especially because most free-to-play players only have 1 G-Skin medal. So if you already used it or you want to save it for future characters down the line, you can still get access to the waifus through this event and get some skins, get some home screens, get some sleeves, get some packs as well for G-Set 5. So that's really nice. So here are just some showcase of the rewards you can get. Some My Room stuff, some titles, some sleeves, really cute, and titles, and all sorts of stuff. And here's a little peek into the designs of the character skins. So these are really, really nice. And here is a login bonus to exchange for some cosmetics for the Valentines. And they even gave away actual versions of the currency, as you can see from the left side, in real life, with a little form here, retweet and all that. So of course this seems like a JP exclusive, only 6 people won these, but but I wish we could get these on global as well, but I think logistically it's just really difficult, but that's okay. Let's talk about the anniversary. So technically global's anniversary is GSET 5 and JP celebrated this during GSET 3. So what I'm expecting is very highly speculative because all I can base it on is JP's experience, which is 2 sets beforehand. So JP already had Fighters Collection, JP already had Fighters Collection medals. So what can we get? I guess at the bare minimum we will get these banners, get these sleeves, get some packs and V medals, and we can also expect some the rerun of the OG era skins. And JP also had rank fight week, so where you get double points on rank fight. So these are going to be really nice to help out all players get some extra points, especially when this month's rank seasons both rank rewards are quite meta. So definitely really works out for all of us. And one more thing is, while JP technically got this for New Year's campaign, I think they could definitely bring this over for anniversary as well. Just having these, it's aesthetics, right? It's aesthetics and incentivizes you to roll for the banners, gives you some packs as well for chance. So could be really nice. So that's basically part 1. We're going into part 2, key cards to look out for. So usually I'd say please check out the Vanguard Zero database. This is the last time I'll probably say this because unfortunately, between the Great Nature and the second OTT event, the people that updates the database really has fallen off. So unfortunately, this is the last time I can say that, but it's still a really valuable resource. So please go check them out as for this set. And down the line, maybe I can find other resources to introduce for us. But basically here we're going to talk about like a few key cards, mainly the main grade 3 and some strat options. But let's see what we have. First of all, at number 1, I definitely think Granblue is the winner of the set. Granblue is just very aggressive, and they can get their pieces on and off the board really quickly, hit those numbers, and it's just very strong, very controlling of the game. So Night Rose, what it basically does is it helps you mill, it helps you do the Granblue stuff, and the Night Rose GR, it's actually GR to the very left. What it does is when it attacks Vanguard, you can Counterblast 2, G Persona Flip, and you can call a card from the drop zone for each of your front row, to each of your front row and back row, and then this unit gets an extra crit. So it's just really easy to enable the multi attacks. Obadiah, the Great Ghost King, is very solid as well. When in place, you drop 3 cards to the drop zone. If you have 2 or more cards with a hollow ability, you can call it a Ghosty without triggers from a drop zone to the rearguard circle in the same column as this unit, just setting up the drop zone for stuff. And then the last unit, this is also a GR, Bandit Rum, basically just as on hit, Superior Color Grade 2. So as you can see, the GRs and the strides and whatnot, what they do is they set up your plays, right? Most of your plays revolve around your grade 2s, your grade 1 units. So don't miss out on those, check out the database and see what options we have. Next up on the number 2 spot, I think Pale Moon has really great support from this set too. Hari again enables that kind of play where instead of going from the drop zone to the board and back to the drop zone, you're going from the board to the soul to the board. So also very nice. Magia is a new keyword, and you basically enable more multi-attacks and shenanigans too. So let's start from the bottom left. The Generation Rare Hari, the Stride, says GB3 Magia, when it attacks Caramelis 2, turn a card face down from your G zone face up, put a rearguard into your soul, call up to 3 cards from your soul, then choose 2 of your opponent's rearguards, put them into the soul, and at the end of turn, put the units called by this effect into your soul. So you're doing a lot of putting cards in and out of the soul, but you're plussing a lot. And also, one thing to note is that this card isn't a G Persona Blast, so that's really nice, right? You have Lunatic Dragon right in the middle. It's also a GR. When your rearguards placed from soul, give that unit +2. So it helps you, whatever you superior call, helps you just get a little bit extra power to hit those numbers. And you can also G Persona Blast itself to get extra abilities, to get crits, to put stuff from your opponent's board into their soul, etc. So that's really nice. And lastly, Ardor Dragon Master Amanda on the very right side. It just says on hit, soul charge 1, call something out from the soul, +2k, and then at the end of the turn, put that card into the soul again. So we already had an on hit Stride from Fighters Collection. This is a definitely very good addition to the deck. For third, I have Aqua Force, which is definitely very meta as well. We have Blue Wave support, which is quite interesting. It gives you some restanding stuff, but mainly I think people here are going to be chasing for Savas support or the Lambro support. So Thavas on the bottom left here, generation rare. Basically what it does is you're gonna G Persona Blast, you're gonna get extra power, units can attack from the back row, blah blah blah, so that's really nice. Tetra Boil is more Blue Wave support. It's also a GR, but basically it does the restanding shenanigans that Blue Wave is known for. And lastly, put to the bottom right, we have Adley, which is not Cheer Girl, so definitely not Best Girl, but maybe second place. Soul Blast 1, Chem Blast 1 on place, you get plus 2k if your Vanguard's at Savas, and when at the end of the battle, this unit attacks the Vanguard, you can stand this and give it minus 2k power. So it enables extra attacks by itself, which is really handy. Overall, these units are really nice. Of course, you have Ripple support as well, if you're a fan of that, but I don't think it really made a splash. Not even a Ripple, maybe. Next, for fourth, I included OTT. Now, OTT, of course, you have new Battle Sister support, you have more Tsukiyomi support, you have Mega support, but mainly, I think the Susanoo has more pull, has more power, like more. I guess it's just the more viable version of it. You have units like Susanoo itself, which helps you get some power, get some draws. You have cards like Akagi, which is in the middle, which says if your Vanguard's a Susanoo, grade 3 or above, Karmas 1, so plus 1. Check top 2, add 1 to your hand, put the remaining to the bottom of the deck. And then you have Tank Mode Interrupter, which is kind of like a pseudo domain. Karmas 1, draw, discard, Karmas 1, draw 2, discard 1 card with Oracle. If you don't discard Oracle, then you have discard 2 instead. So if you do play a more Oracle-centered deck, it is kind of like a domain, but better stats. So that's nice. And lastly, we have Great Nature. Sorry about that. Great Nature, Big Belly, you know, the Great Nature stuff. Extra 4k, extra power, plusing, retiring at the end of the turn, stuff like that. The generation rare, the Managamer, just basically does the same thing. It does a little guard restriction shenanigans. Your Phoenix does kind of something similar, and your Sleepy Tapir on the very bottom right has resist, so that's neat. Of course, you have other key cards like Crayon Tiger, but it got nerfed to the ground. It can't restand itself, so that's a big rip. So that's why I don't really rate Great Nature highly. A lot of the pieces are nice to have, but overall they still don't do much for the clan and the deck overall. And lastly, let's talk about some tournament results. So starting off with this month of February, on the 11th, there is the Zero Championship 2021 Winter, the evening before. And the distribution, you can see there's mainly Bermuda, Gear Chronicle, Link Joker. Of course, you have Narukami, Angel Feathers, and a little bit of Granblue and Aqua Force at the very end. Mainly still focusing on the G-Set 4 meta. I don't think people have spent a lot of time testing it yet, but the winner did bring Granblue and Aqua Force. So again, popularity kind of shows you what people think are good. But at the end of the day, you know, you gotta look for the deck that topped, right? So the deck that topped both was a player that brought both clans that got supported this set, and so the dominance of G-Set 5 begins. So gradually we're getting some more like bigger events. You see first place Kiddo, of course this is a household name by now, Granblue, Aqua Force. This dynamic duo again here. Of course you still have Angel Feathers from last set, but you can see Granblue doing very, very well, even though it's the first time they got G support, and Aqua Force basically a Savas build with the new Thavas and one of the new grade 2s. It was very interesting to see not playing 4 heal guards. This is something that is quite interesting. Definitely test that out, I guess, but it's really unorthodox. I guess it's a really risky decision personally, but it played out. It worked out. So that's nice. And for second place, we have Pale Moon, Aqua Force, and Angel Feathers. Again, 2 G-Set 5 decks, right? Pale Moon, not really Hari, but you still played the new GRs. You played 5 of the new GRs. For Aqua Force, again, very Savas-centric build. And then for the third deck, Angel Feathers, again, from G-Set 4. So you can kind of see where the trend's at. Like, all 3 decks from this banner is very competitive. Next up, from March 21st for the Final Stage 2021. I don't have the winner, but you can see By now, it's already the set 6 meta, but you can see Granblue is at number 1 spot at 25%. Neo Nectar's got support from G set 6, Angel Feather's still popular, Pale Moon's still lurking behind. So you can see there's a little dynamic shift from the very beginning of February where people really slept on Granblue, and now Granblue is at the top of their game. And you can see first place in Watery here. Surprise, surprise, didn't really bring Granblue though, didn't really bring Pale Moon or whatever, but still brought the Angel Feathers. But I brought this, I think this is valuable because I wanted to mention how the meta has a little changed. Granblue and Pale Moon, they're very nice at like pushing for damage while not being influenced and affected by your opponent's play. So like Kagero players, Berserk Dragons or whatever, they can't retire anything from you because you have nothing to retire, right? But conversely, stuff like Neo Nectar is building up big walls where decks like Pale Moon and Aqua Force and Granblue can't really hit over. So you can see that little meta shifts, but Granblue, these decks from this set is definitely still really strong. The Kagero is a bit of a roll pick, but Angel Feather's still really solid, and Neo Nectar kind of counters the clowns from this set, but you can always just ban it, so it's not a big deal, right? And for second place, we have Nazuna, which brought Neo Nectar's, Bermuda Triangle, and Angel Feathers. Again, these 3 clans are not featured from this set, but you can kind of see how the choices from this set kind of influences the decision that people are bringing into the tournament scene. Even in this tournament, even though it did a top, we did see Granblue, we did see some of these clans from this set. So definitely don't sleep on them. It's just that the meta kind of shifts to counteract what is meta, because that's just how it is, right? You gotta beat the best deck, and that's just what these players brought. So that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I try to reflect everything that went on in JP, and the global experience may not be one-to-one to the JP experience, especially with the anniversary being right around the corner. So I'm really hopeful for that, really optimistic for that, and I hope we can get some global exclusive stuff, just like the Playmat campaign. So before we end this video, thank you so much to the members. Kamui Nova Grappler, we have 2 Mellow, we have ZBD and Casey. Thank you so much for being members. Thank you for watching and subscribing if you haven't already, and liking the video. And let me know down below which clan you're most hyped for this set. And personally, I am quite excited for Pale Moon. If you've seen my deck profiles, one of the favorite decks I have recently is Silverthorns, and being able to see Silverthorn top, being able to see Silverthorn perform at that level with just a few new pieces is really nice to see. So yeah, that's basically all from me. Again, really appreciate you for watching to this part. I hope I can add more value to the community. I hope these videos, maybe you're not interested in part 1, but you can skip to part 2 and part 3 and so on and so forth. I will need to revamp them because the Vanguard 0 database, again, is not really a thing that's going to be regularly updated anymore. So perhaps I need to really mention more specific units. It's not really accessible to kind of know the card pool nowadays. So I know that's the thing that I'm considering, and let me know if you have any recommendations so we can try to piece this all together. It's not really reasonable for me to like go through all the cards. It's just probably going to be like an hour or 2 hour video. It's not easy to go into that detail, but let me know if that's something you're interested in. Something like the Fighters Collection video where we just go card by card and skim through it as quick as possible, but in some cases try to go into more detail. If that's something that would interest you, let me know. So that's basically it. All right, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you again, and hope you have a good day. Bye.